the ANC Eastern Cape's elective conference will no longer take place this weekend. The party's provincial task team has resolved to postpone the event, citing an incomplete verification process. We're joined in studio by the spokesperson of the ANC, that's Mr. Pule Mabe. Thank you very much, sir, for your patience with us and for joining us this morning. So, according to the statement issued by Lula Mango Kaitobi, the provincial coordinator of the ANC in that province, he says it became apparent that some of the disputes are still being attended by the National Dispute Resolution Committee and the verification report. What report have you received in terms of why this postponement yet again?
Well, a good day and a good day to your viewers. Well, there are a number of developments happening in the ANC. We'll touch on this and others as well. Before a provincial conference could sit where there are disputes, those disputes are lodged with the relevant structures in the organization. Organizing department will do its own work to satisfy themselves that branches that have gone to their, whether it's biannual general meetings or BGMs to elect delegates expected to participate in those conferences, have been duly convened and they met the quorum required in accordance with the new membership system of the African National Congress. We always do open space for cadres to bring forward their issues where there are disputes which they might want the organization to resolve. Now, at the 54th National Conference, one of the structures we established in the ANC was the National Dispute Resolution Committee, to also have that authority to preside and make decisions on disputes that may arise out of branches wanting to participate in these important gatherings of the organization, like regional elective and or provincial elective conferences. So that is that. Now, the conference was expected to sit this weekend. When we engaged with the TG, who's now responsible for the work of the SGO, owing to the ill health of our Deputy Secretary General, whom we always wish well, indications were that to allow for the NDRC to fully conclude its work, there would be that form of a postponement, which should not be a long-winded postponement. It should be something that should allow the province in the next week or so to effectively convene. But you want to convene in an environment where everyone else who's expected to participate in the conference feels that they are in a position to be able to participate. Like I've said, that there are quite a number of issues that we are dealing with in the organization now. Outside conferences, we have also...
please allow me, before we get into that, to maybe just deal with this issue of the Eastern Cape. So nothing untoward and nothing to worry about, especially in light of where we're going in December with the elective conference. And maybe let's use this as an opportunity or a moment of teaching, right? So what happens with that process? So with delays like this, for instance, leading up to the road to December, what are the processes of the ANC?
Well, it is not necessarily, I was not necessarily moving into other issues, but ordinarily you are asking me as national spokesperson to comment on a statement of the province. So the province issued the statement, so the province could even have clarified some of the issues. But to assist you, we are going to the national conference. This is a provincial conference. We deal with disputes that arise out of the issues. The National Dispute Resolution Committee would come. This has got no bearing in terms of affecting the national conference, because there's going to be new sets of BGMs that need to be convened. So the delegates, so let's say you are a delegate to a provincial conference, it does not necessarily mean that you will be a delegate to the national conference. There will still be new BGMs that have got to sit to select delegates to participate in the process of the national conference. We still have got to host our own National General Council, which is going to be clubbed with the National Policy Conference mid-year, to try and take stock of where the organization is at. Most of our provinces are then expected to sit their provincial conference well within this period. When a province has not concluded dealing with some of the disputes and postpones a conference with a week or so, it should never be interpreted to mean that there could be a crisis there. Actually, that postponement on its own allows for greater inclusivity. So you've got to make sure that if Pule Mabe was meant to be a delegate, and for some reasons had a dispute that was not resolved, provide this window. So now this window period does allow for that. Then you then also say, the NDRC, what are the cases that you are still attending to? Then they say, these are the unresolved cases. Then you work with them towards that. So that when credentials are ultimately presented to conference, which credentials have got to be adopted before you could begin process of nominating the new leadership, the people you might want to lead the province or region, or even adopting reports like organizational reports. Those reports have got to be adopted by a fully co-reading meetings. And this would have been out of credentials produced through this process. Now the credibility and the integrity of our conferences is mostly judged on how we dealt with credentials of conferences, including how we resolved disputes. Because part of the report that that you must give under the organizational report is to then say, coming into this conference, so many delegates were expected, but so many, and whether the people or comrades that were expected to make that BGM to co-rate were in that meeting, and whether all the signatures of those that would have signed the attendance registers have been duly verified to make sure that it is proper members of the ANC in that specific branch who participated in that process. So that you eliminate issues of ghost branches, ghost delegates, signature campaigns and all of that. And the new membership system of the ANC came in handy. It is allowing us to isolate all of those. We ran the Mpumalanga Provincial Conference using the new membership system. We ran the KwaZulu-Natal eThekwini Conference using the new membership system with very minimal glitches. So which means that if we do it well, we will be able to host our mid-term NGC clubbed with the policy conference well under this new membership dispensation. And we'll be able to hand over the organization to its rightful members, to its rightful owners, the members in December, and say, the new membership system which you said, this leadership elected at the 54th National Conference must roll out, has been able to allow us to bring in and restore much needed credibility for ANC processes.
Thank you very much for the assistance. So there were other issues that you wanted to actually tell us about very quickly for us. We've got a minute.
Yes. So, I was saying that we had issued a statement, one dealing with the pronouncement and declaration of the President of the National State of Disaster in KwaZulu-Natal. And ourselves as the African National Congress had further called on government to declare a national day of mourning. We must welcome efforts that are already being taken by KwaZulu-Natal as a province. Already they are declaring tomorrow a day of prayer, calling on everyone across KwaZulu-Natal to pray for those families that have lost their loved ones, those that have been displaced because of COVID, but also pray for civil servants, public servants who have to now work overtime to make sure that they provide for those who are very much in need, including those philanthropists that have been coming forward to assist. So we have established a task team that deals with solidarity, which brings together all the different subcommittees in the African National Congress. On Friday, led by the Treasurer General, will visit the province of KwaZulu-Natal to be able to hand over what people have been able to donate using a network of ANC regional and provincial offices which have been working as drop-off centers. That's the one. On Saturday, our president will also be launching a Letsema campaign at the Taflachte in Mangaung. Now, the essence of the Letsema program is, it is really laying the foundation for the 2024 general elections, but also making sure that we inculcate a greater spirit of volunteerism amongst our members. Remember, when we went to the 2021 local government elections, we said we are going to build better communities working together with our people.
Unfortunately,
now, the pledge we want them to take is to make sure that they actually do exactly that.
Thank you very much for availing yourself this morning. Pule Mabe speaks for the ANC.